Hello people, I am Jaby KOAY. Today is November 27th, 2016. November 27th is Bruce Lee's birthday. I wanted to take this moment aside to just talk about my experience with Bruce Lee a little bit, my experience with martial arts. Some of you guys are curious about it. So Bruce Lee was born November 27th, 1940 and died July 20th, 1973. July 20th is the same day that my dad passed away, which was just a strange coincidence. For me, Bruce Lee and my dad are kind of very intrinsically locked together in my mind in terms of inspirations because my dad is the one that introduced me to Bruce Lee. We were at Costco, or back then it was called Price Club. It's just a store, a warehouse where they sell things at wholesale. And there was a VHS collection of Bruce Lee movies. It had The Big Boss, The Chinese Connection, Return of the Dragon, and Game of Death. One or two of those might have alternate film titles. I remember it had like this dragon on the side of the VHS tapes, and it had Bruce Lee and his like pose on the side of the box. I had really no idea what Bruce Lee looked like or what his films were about up until my dad bought that VHS set for me as a kid. My dad wasn't the kind of guy who cared about exposing me to a certain level of violence in films. All four of those movies were rated R, but they were so cool. It was a huge inspiration for me and was part of the inspiration for me to want to get into martial arts. Around 12 years old is when I got into Taekwondo. I started at a place in North Hollywood. It was a studio that a former friend introduced me to, and I stayed there for a very long time. There I studied Taekwondo, Aikido, and a variety of other martial arts styles. Without a doubt, Bruce Lee has been a strong influence in my mind in terms of his charisma, the way he did his fight scenes was brand new. Like, up until him, it was just basically like Chinese soap operas in terms of fight scenes in films. He legitimized it as this kind of grounded, more realistic looking thing and inspired this trend that followed henceforth. He is someone who stays in my mind as one of the biggest influences of Jaby. I like to try to hit that type of realism in my own fight scenes even today. When I'm constructing a fight scene, I look for that realism. I look for what's realistic and not just the fancy. If you guys haven't seen a single Bruce Lee movie yet, I would definitely check out Enter the Dragon. That was his last completed film. Game of Death was his last actual film, but it never got finished. Enter the Dragon was also his first American movie, and he was very proud of it from what I understand. He got to see it right before he passed away, and the film came out like 2 or 3 weeks later. It's a very iconic film. In fact, this image right here of what I'm wearing is from Enter the Dragon. If you guys get a chance to watch any Bruce Lee movie, I would say watch that one first. He's also influenced me from like a philosophical standpoint. There's like books I bought on Bruce Lee's philosophy and whatnot growing up. There's just a lot there. If you've never exposed yourself to Bruce Lee before, you should definitely learn more about him, learn about his philosophies. He's been influential on countless people who decided to do martial arts and engage in philosophical side of martial arts because of him. I guess that's it. I just wanted to say that real quick and get you guys familiar with one of the greatest icons in martial arts history. So thanks you guys for hanging out. I'm Jaby KOAY. Peace out.